Now at 11, from devastation to determination. 1 year ago today, the Palisades and Eaton fires started. NBC4 was here for you throughout the disaster, bringing you 68 hours of nonstop live coverage. All day long, we will be reflecting on the past year and focus on the road ahead. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us. I'm Annabelle Sedano. It was around this time last year that we first told you about this as breaking news. The Palisades fire quickly grew and tore through that community. See the damage there. The fire didn't just destroy homes, but it left a lifetime of memories as well. A year later, questions still remain, and many people are still displaced. Today, we have live team coverage with NBC4's Brittany Hope, Robert Kovacic, and Alex Rozier, along with Michelle Valles. Let's begin with Brittany Hope. She's live in the Palisades, where Governor Gavin Newsom just visited that area. Brittany.
Hi, Annabelle. We're joining you live right now from Palisades High School, where this is where the governor was this morning. I want to get right to video of his motorcade coming into the closed-off parking lot. We were the only news team who was here on the ground watching the governor arrive, and he was here for about 40 minutes before we watched his motorcade go away, and we were held back in a restricted area, so we weren't able to speak with him one-on-one. What I can tell you, though, is what I know. The LA Unified School District says that, yes, the governor was here at the high school with them, was touring around the inside. We just learned yesterday that students here at Palisades High are finally going to be able to come back to school on their campus in 2 weeks because so much work has been done to bring back the campus from the destruction that it saw from the fire. Right now, those students are still at the old Sears building in Santa Monica going to school. So we're not sure what was discussed inside with the governor and the school district, but he spent a long time here before going elsewhere. The governor's office, all they're telling us at this point is that the governor is spending today in the Palisades and in Altadena meeting one-on-one with survivors of the fire. Something else that we want to tell you about as well, and this is breaking news, new information from the governor's office that they sent me. A delegation from California, bipartisan, just sent President Trump a letter asking for more federal help here in California to help cut red tape and also for more federal funding to help survivors and also to improve the infrastructure that was damaged here. That letter was just sent to Washington, D.C. today on this day, marking 1 year since the fire. We did talk to some people who were impacted by the fire, who walked by the high school because this is a public sidewalk, and they said, oh, the governor was here, you know, we want to talk to him. So certainly people want to talk to him. Just blocks from where we are is where that protest is happening right now. Thousands of people gathered in the heart of the Palisades, many of them who lost their homes. Reporting live at Palisades High School, Brittany Hope, NBC4 News.
All right, Brittany, thank you very much for that. And of course, we respect the fact that so many people still want some of those questions answered. Thank you, Brittany. A special remembrance ceremony was held this morning to mark 1 year since the deadly fire, honoring those who died and recognizing the resilience of families and first responders in the community. NBC4's Robert Kovacic is live in Pacific Palisades with more on how people are marking the solemn occasion. Robert.
Well, Annabelle, this is what they are doing today. We have, for the very first time, the families of those who died gathering together, seated side by side, and remembering those 12 lives were lost.
The family of Jeffrey Takayama.
The bells ring here on the green in Palisades Village at Sunset and Swarthmore. And earlier today, there was a ceremony inside of the American Legion, one of the few buildings in that triangle that remained intact after that devastating fire that began 1 year ago. And inside, ladies, you had dignitaries, including LA Fire Chief Jamie Moore, including council members Rodriguez and Park, Supervisor Horvath, the LAUSD Superintendent Carvalho, State Senator Ben Shapiro. None of them wanted to speak. It was a time to remember the families. And as we come out here live, one of the things that was perhaps the most emotional part of today was that we have now the faces to go with the names, and we have the families who gathered with those who were lost. And those families sat side by side. And as we walk here along now this memorial walk in the Palisades, we met the family of Elizabeth Morgan, who lost her life in a mobile home park in Malibu. And then we met the mother of young Rory Sykes. This is what she had to say.
Rory had cerebral palsy, so he was a miracle baby from the start, but he had a beautiful life. He lived it to the full. He had lots of surgeries to get him to be able to see and walk. He went to Antarctica when he was 7. He was a great inspiration to other children. He spoke for Tony Robbins and inspired others. It isn't what happens to you in life that counts, it's what you do about it that matters. And to all the mums and dads, our kids are with us in spirit, just like the Native Americans have just said. We don't die, our souls live on, and I believe he's with me, with my mama. We're all born on July 29th, even the peacocks. So I'll miss him, but I think he's with me anyway. And we've just got to build and live our lives full of joy, because they don't want us to be sad. I know that Rory wants me to write my books, do my TV, and live life to the full, so that's what I'm going to do.
So this was a day, really a ceremony this morning, specifically to honor those people who lost their lives in the Palisades fire, and to also thank those who stood up, the community members who have stood up and have lifted their community and have done what they can for their community, whether it was in the hours of the fire or the days and the weeks and the months after. So as we take a look at this memorial walk and the people who come here, there was another part of the ceremony today. There was the lowering of the flag that had been singed and scored and burned after the Palisades fire. They lowered that today. They raised a new one. And throughout this period, this year here, this very difficult year in the Palisades, they have put up small American flags to sort of give the community something to grasp on, something to give them hope, something to show them that they are strong and that they can build their resilience together. And when they took those flags down, the community apparently got together and said, please leave the flags up, because the Palisades needs that moving forward, because there certainly is a very long road ahead. And it is marked here what began 1 year ago. I'm Robert Kowalczyk. Let's go back to you.
A day to remember, Robert. Thank you so much for that. Many people whose homes were damaged or destroyed in the Palisades fire are still looking for answers and accountability. A demonstration is underway right now in Palisades Village. NBC4's Alex Rozier is there live with their frustration. Alex.
Yeah, Annabelle, and they've called this the They Let Us Burn protest. You know, today there's such a range of emotions here in the Palisades, so much sadness as people think of the lives that were lost and the families that were impacted by the fire 1 year ago. But there's definitely also anger and frustration among this group that has gathered here. I'll give you a live look behind me as this protest is now underway. The leaders and all the signage pointing blame at state leaders like Governor Newsom and Mayor Bass, LADWP, fire officials, the city of Los Angeles, natural resources. Some of the signs that I've seen here today: my house burned, but my voice did not. People asking, where was the water? Empty reservoir, empty leadership. People here are hoping for more accountability and transparency from leadership. And I talked to a few people a few moments ago.
This was a unique community, a community that was the most perfect place to raise my 3 kids. And what we've lost is it's not repairable.
I'm feeling hopeful that something like this will resonate and that our leaders will notice. But I'm also frustrated and angry and sad that this is where we are after a year.
And as we bring you back out live here looking at this protest right now, again, the organizers here fully believe that this fire was preventable and that the city and state should have done more to avoid this from happening. They have a few asks that they're asking people, you know, for a waiver of permit fees. They want a clear brush clearance and vegetation plan moving forward, looking at more police presence in the neighborhood, and they want insurance reform. Those are just a few of the asks that they are making this morning at the protest. But again, here on this 1 year mark after the start of the Palisades fire, definitely the range of emotions from sadness and the prayerful moments that happened at Robert's event this morning. And now folks letting out some frustration, too, that they are in this situation. Reporting live, I'm Alex Rozier, NBC4.
And you can definitely feel that range of emotions, Alex. Thank you so much for that. Meanwhile, over in Altadena, survivors came together to mark the one-year remembrance of the Eaton fire. Many of them remain displaced. NBC4's Michelle Vias is live in Altadena with how the community is coming together. Michelle.
Also demanding accountability, Annabelle. Good morning, everyone. Thousands of survivors from Altadena united in a coalition where they say they're going to reject where only the wealthy get to come home. They're talking about two big problems: housing instability and mounting debt. 70% of those fire victims are still displaced a year later. This morning, Eaton Fire Survivors Network, made up of victims and lawmakers, talked about collective action that has forced over $100 million in delayed insurance payments. Through their findings, they showed that fire decimated affordable housing, causing rents to double or triple here in Altadena, with insurance housing coverages designed to last 2 to 3 years expiring in just over 1. They want answers, and they remain dedicated to putting pressure on 3 entities: Edison, the federal government, and insurance companies.
That's our 12th home since the fire. There's financial strains as insurance fails to deliver on our contract with them.
Just on the back of the survivors that the light has been shed on how broken this insurance industry is in the state of California and probably nationally as well. This information was instrumental in our ability to launch an investigation into State Farm's practices. And we're not going away. Just because some checks were cut doesn't mean we are going away.
To get families back home.
Also announced today, 2 bills aimed at curbing illegal insurance delays and underpayments, introduced by State Senator Sasha Renee Perez. So many heartbreakings were shared, and many accusing the insurance companies of trying to exhaust clients, hoping that they will give up. The bottom line, survivors here are feeling ignored. They said they paid into the premiums, they paid into the systems. They are owed what is rightfully theirs, and they will hold those accountable and will fight in numbers, strength in numbers, to make sure it happens. In Altadena, Michelle Vias, NBC4 News.
You can see that community coming together there. Michelle, thank you for that. Earlier this morning on Today in LA, Adrian Arambolo and Lynette Romero anchored the newscast live from the Palisades. Here are some of the special moments from that coverage.
It was a year ago today. The Palisades and Eaton fires started. It was disasters that forever changed lives.
Here we have a fire truck showing up. Maybe they're gonna, maybe they're gonna come and help. Thank you so much. Oh my goodness. Praise the Lord. I mean, they're gonna really douse this fire here. It's been a year. I haven't seen you since that morning. We've talked on the phone.
Yeah, that was a crazy morning. I remember it like it happened a year ago.
Millions saw it.
I know.
It went viral.
A special good morning to Allison, our friend, who has allowed us to follow the building of her home over the past month. So thank you just for being up so early with us on this day that holds all the emotions and thoughts.
It does, and thank you for covering this. This day is very emotional for our entire community. We're still not back.
You braved the flames as much as I did and as much as they did. But you have brought the attention of the nation and of our community to our plight, to what has happened. My family's tears, my neighbor's tears, you've put a camera on that. And you've told the story. And on behalf of a grateful community, I'm presenting you with one of our Palisades American flags. Thank you very much for all you've done for us here in this community.
On behalf of all of us at NBC4, I'm beyond honored and grateful.
It's a privilege to know you. Thank you very much.
I feel the same.
Now, we want to leave you this morning with the new music from Taboo and his daughter Jet called Stand Strong. It's dedicated to the neighborhoods and communities impacted by the LA wildfires.
Our loved ones, and lost ones, they came from Altadena, Jackie Robinson's. So much history, now there's misery. How the fires got started is a mystery. Was it Edison? What's the deal, son.
So many great moments, and our special coverage continues tonight on the NBC4 News at 5. Colleen Williams and Michael Brownlee will be anchoring live from Altadena. They'll have the stories and first-hand counts of the people who survived those fires, as well as the challenges they continue to face a year later.